Dr. Smith, physical therapist here, and today we're going to talk about strength and conditioning or resistance training and why it is important not just in young and active populations, but in frail elderly populations. Now you may be saying, like, what do you mean frail elderly populations? Well, I treat everyone from power lifters, elite weekend warriors, all the way to 107-year-old patients, and I use the same strength and conditioning principles for each of them. Obviously it's tailored and the dose is tailored based on the response to each person, but it's the same principles there, and that is those resistance training basics. So I'm actually going to post a systematic review titled The Benefits of Resistance Training in Physically Frail Elderly, and we know that systematic reviews are one of the highest levels of evidence. So I'm not making this up, and I'm not just saying stuff to say stuff, but I'll post a review below. And what this found was that when you did resistance training or mixed it with other conditioning forms, but as long as the resistance training was there, because they tested it out in a bunch of different studies they reviewed in the systematic review, is that when they did this with physically frail elderly adults, is that there was a maximal strength increase of 6 to 37%. So I know it's a huge differentiation there, but again, these are frail elderly adults. You know, it could be someone that had a stroke and only has use of one side of their body, so that might be why the 6% was lower. Or in that same situation, somebody got really, really strong because they could only use one side of their body, and also it could just be someone who got out of the hospital. So I can see the factors there because I see it clinically on a daily basis. If you have any questions about that, comment below, but that actually does make sense of why there's a gap there, because you're gonna have a lot of different diagnoses, comorbidities, all these other factors, especially in geriatric care. Next that they found was they gained 3 to 7% in muscle mass. So not only are they getting stronger, they're increasing the muscle mass. And they're increasing around 8% in muscle power. So, you know, getting faster, stronger, getting more volume in the muscle mass. And they improved up to 58% in functional capacity and reduced the risk of falls by 58%. Now this is huge because you would think that, you know, people fall and break their hips, but in reality what happens is we kind of forget about these populations. They're put in homes, nobody resistance trains them except for me when I come in there, and maybe some other therapists that know about this, but sometimes some people just get left alone, and unfortunately that's what happens. And what happens is they don't like fall and break their hip, because they're so weak and deconditioned. Is what happens is their hip breaks and then they fall, and that could be due to other factors besides training, such as vitamin D intake, protein intake, but most importantly, it's because they just become so weak and frail and kind of left alone, they just fall apart. So the reason I'm making this video and what I want to propose out to you is that if you have a grandma that's declining, or if you know somebody that's declining and you feel they could benefit from exercise, go ahead and try it with them. The recommended protocol is 1 to 3 sets of 6 to 15 reps, around 70% of the 1 rep max. Again, if you don't know that, you can estimate it, obviously play around. That being said, if they do have a medical condition, get someone like a medical provider like me in to check it out, or learn how to monitor vitals on your own so you know what's safe, what's not. But most importantly, and what the study is called again, is, you know, there are benefits of resistance training in the physically frail elderly. So this is more of a scientific video. Hopefully this is making sense. I'm just trying to encourage people to be active, start active young, start getting strong young, and then continue that throughout life, because not only is it gonna make you more independent, stronger, and able to play with your grandkids and return to the sports that you love or keep doing the sports you want to love, but it's also gonna improve your health markers as well, and most importantly, it's gonna keep you around for the things you want to do. So again, I'm Dr. Smith, physical therapist. Please comment, subscribe, any questions, comments, concerns, leave them. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's kind of a last minute video I threw together, but thank you for watching.